special edition. Okay, if you're just joining us now, we just shot our backlash show. Make sure you go watch that. After you go like and subscribe, don't forget to do all that bullshit. But we're on here special today because one thing I love in pro wrestling is some of these terrible indie promotions. AK, I know you've worked for a few of them over the years, right? You don't have to name them because you just never know. But there are some ones out there that are a little suspect at times, and I'm not sure if we run across one here. But there was some stuff going on the indie scene this weekend. AK, welcome back, the Mercenary. One of my best friends in wrestling. Couldn't do wrestling honestly without him, and I really don't want to do wrestling without him. Unless the money's right. AK, have you ever heard of this company called Honorary Wrestling Federation?
I have. I've heard of them. I've actually worked for them on occasion.
Did they pay
years ago? Yeah. I believe I got paid. I don't think that's very rare. I got stiffed. Actually, maybe never. Now I think about it.
Okay. So you work for Honorary Wrestling Federation. I've never worked for them. I found out some stuff about them. They had a wrestling show this weekend. Long story short, and they had some stuff go down in the back. And I saw the video online, which I'm going to bring to you guys today. For who hasn't seen it, I saw the video online. I was a little disturbed, but then it kind of all makes sense here later on. So we'll get into the first video. We'll talk about the first video, and then I'll go into the exclusive video that I have from someone in the back that no one has seen yet. So kind of just sums some of the stuff up here. How they're sending it to work. So anyway, Honorary Wrestling Federation, they had a wrestling show this weekend. I thought this Matt Silks, one of the Mifflin County boys, it's a tag team, trained by Sicken's group, correct?
I believe so. Riot City.
Riot
City.
That's
not Wild in them.
Yes. Riot City. I think they were trained by them. I thought Matt owned the company. Matt Silks, here's a picture of him here. Kind of looks douchey in this picture. But I mean, that's kind of how his gimmick is. I thought he was the owner, but I found out otherwise. I actually thought it was him and his wife Trista who owned Honorary Wrestling Federation.
That might have changed now. I don't know if what you're about to say is somebody else is running it, but at the time, that's who paid for the night when I went out there. So I know for sure at one point they were running it.
Yeah,
but
he no longer owns it, so he must have stepped down or lost his position. I don't know. Again, I thought Trista was the So in every good relationship, you got to have somebody with good credit. And I actually thought she was the one with the good credit, and he was just kind of hanging on. For me or for them, for her. I mean, she's nice. Yeah. She's a nice lady.
Nice.
Not, I've had some run-ins with this guy, the Mifflin County boys. It's over the years. So I have my thoughts. I don't need to go into my thoughts. You can probably see by my face it is what it is. Anyway,
is this what we're here for your thoughts?
Yeah, well, you're gonna get my. You're okay. You'll get my thoughts. So Matt showed up again. I found out he's not the owner anymore. An owner's name is Jason Havoc. I honestly never heard of that guy either. But it's independent wrestling, so everybody can make up a name, right? You can all make up a name. The Rat Slayer, Jason Havoc, is what I'm going to call him. So Matt shows up with his tag team partner, the Mifflin County Boys. They call it the Mifflin County Boys. I don't even know. We're just going to call them the Mifflin County Boys. Shows up for a wrestling match. It was supposed to be I believe, for the tag titles against the Dog Nation. We know Dog Nation, right?
Yeah. I love
those guys. Nation. Yeah. Saw them on AEW. Those guys were on AEW once. Never again though. So I guess they didn't really cut it. But so the match shows up. It's supposed to be a tag team match, They end up making a 6-man tag, and they gave Matt I gave him like a script to go out there and talk to the crowd. And I honestly don't know. I believe that he's face in this company, possibly. Pretty sure he went out there and he went off script. He didn't say exactly what he was supposed to say. Don't know exactly what he was saying. I reached out to Matt to try to get him on here, and he basically no sold me. So again, this is going to be my opinions and my thoughts and your thoughts, because we really don't have all the information. So he changed what he was supposed to say on the script. They end up having this 3-way match, and another gentleman, John Roden, I believe, was he had a match earlier in the night and lost. And there was some history between the Mifflin boys and this John Roden, like a rat, maybe. I don't know, Roden. And we're gonna look at this first video. This is the video that was online today. Let me see if I can pull it up here. And this is basically they're in the back. Roden and Matt have some words, and then you'll see here what happens here.
Is that what you want to do? Yeah. Is that what you want to do? I'm fucking right now. Come on. What are you doing? Come on, you act like I give a. You think I need this? Huh? You think? Yeah, take a walk. You're a. That's what you are. You're my
So it looks like John's mouth is busted open there. So it kind of looks like just John Roden guy just come out of nowhere and started running his mouth. That's what it looks like to you, AK, or what do you think?
I mean, it's hard to say without context. What led to this moment. Again, you tell me the story about what might have transpired in the ring, depending on what was supposed to be said and how far off the cuff, he went. But I've been in the ring with John before, and again, he's a stand-up guy in ring. He was babyface at the time. I'm not sure where he's at now. But
he's busted face now.
Busted face. Well, that's yeah. No, I saw him laying there for a moment. But I don't know. Again, I can't. I'm not the guy to point fingers until I get more information. So, you got anything else to show or anything else to give us?
I'm glad you said that, AK, because I do have an exclusive video that was sent to me. I did some research because that's what I do. Jonathan Cross gets to the bottom of everything that is wrong in wrestling in a lot of ways, whether it's on the big time scale or this little tiny shindy American Legion, whatever the back of this, this FOP building or wherever they're at right now. We get to the bottom here. So I made some phone calls. I got some people in the know. Again, I reached out to Matt, and no sold me. He's read the message, left me on red. That's what the kid's saying, right? Left me on red. So I was like, all right, well, I'm not one that you make mad, right? You don't make me mad. So I went and did a little digging myself, and I got somebody with a little bit of money. Had to send the old Cash App over.
Did you use mercenary tactics? It sounds like I've learned from somebody.
So here's what I did. I'm gonna tell you what I did because I'm a heel through and through. What I did was Venmo them. They wanted $50 for the video. I thought that was a little high, but I Venmoed them. Right, I got the video and then I charged it back. So I got right?
I love it.
They didn't get the money. They didn't get the money.
$50.
Right.
I could have waited.
So when you charge something back, I always keep my Venmo accounts empty at all times. But when you charge something back, it locks up both accounts so they can do an investigation. So it'll be 6 months before they can unlock their Venmo account. And I'm sure by now, I haven't gotten any messages yet, but I'm sure by now they've figured out they can't use their Venmo account. So which is, I can talk about all this. Thank you guys. Thank you. I have learned some things over the years, AK, right? Talk about slimy promoters. So I did get this exclusive video for money. So guys, check this video out here, and we're gonna kind of see. This is gonna give us a little bit of insight on how this kind of started.
You can get a two if you want. Got him again, boys. Got him again. What's up, Sourpuss? Ain't happy.
You know what? You know what? Just once, I'd like to have that bullshit every time I drive out here. Because every time I show up in this company, it's stupid crap like that. Yeah, it is. Is that what you want to do? Yeah, is that what you want to do? I'll fight you right now, motherfucker. Come on. What are you doing? Come on, you're not going to give a shit. You think I'm sneaking? Get him off! You're a bitch! That's what you are, you're a bitch! We don't need him. We beat him twice, we don't need him!
Oh, okay. So I'll just break this down real quick. It looked like Matt was coming down the stairs from his six man tag. He probably didn't take many bumps, so I don't know why he was limping, but he's walking down the stairs, and he decides he's going to run his mouth to this John Roden. And so here's what I'm getting from a source, that they booked John Roden. They've booked him a lot over the years. He used to be in a tag team. What was the tag team was called? Roden and Reigns they were called Never Fall. They've had issues in the past with the Mifflin County boys, and the Reigns guy had retired, and it was, I guess John is on his own now. And every time that he's booked on the same shows, there's always something going on. There's always some shenanigans or something. And I guess John draws a long way, and I guess he's sick of it, right? I think he's sick of it. There must have been something happen. I didn't get all the details, but something happened in that match, possibly that caused him to be a little salty when Matt passed him in the hallway, and they had words. So that's how that all started.
I tell you, just from listening to the dialogue a little bit, the only thing, again, it could be 1,000 different scenarios. Who really knows? But it sounds like it could have been like a booking issue. John was probably a little salty about it, showing his face a little bit, wearing his heart on his sleeve, and then Matt wanted to talk a little shit. It sounded like he was poking the motherfucker. He was like, "Hey, what's up, sourpuss?" And fucking, hey. And then you get where you get, and then result. You get a nice little scrap out of it. Me, I'm always gonna look at everything a little closer. Parts of me you want to say, just look personal, and the other side of me, I'm like, man, if this isn't a work, then they got some work to do on their real life fighting. Because some of these blows looked a little, but then again, I don't know. Maybe workers are used to worker punches, so they can't throw a real punch. I don't know how that.
Well, we've seen that over the years.
We have. That's why I was like, yeah. And then somebody made the comment in the back, is like, oh, we've beat them already before, and that just sounded like a worker kind of fucking dialogue there. So that was the only thing that threw me off on that end. But again, it sounds like it was a beef between a promoter and a fucking talent. But you said he's not the promoter anymore. So I don't know.
Actually, the promoter, Jason Havoc, was in the white shirt. He was just kind of standing. Great promoter, by the way. Just kind of standing there letting the boys beat the shit out of each other, right? Did you see the one dude from Dog Nation get like tossed?
I saw him take a little roll.
Again, I've watched these videos back a couple times. A mag is only going to take so much, right? John, he definitely has some sort of complaint about the way he has been booked at this Fed, and I guess at this point he was just sick of it. And you again, he's a man first. Wrestling is wrestling, right? The boys are the boys. But we've seen over the years that these guys, some of these wrestlers they're tough guys. This John guy is not a little guy, right? And I think he'd had it. And he wasn't going to take it. He probably had his shit, and they probably told him he wasn't going over, or whatever. He thought he was going to, he probably drove 3 hours for, a handshake and a Coca-Cola, probably hopefully zero Coke, because he looked like he needed to lay off the sugar a little bit. But
God damn.
he's a man first, right? So again, Matt poked the bear and the bear attacked him.
To your point, like, and he's been working with this company for years. Like I said, I haven't been there. I went there for a tag match years ago, but like, he's been there for a long time. So a guy, all the commitment that it takes to still show up and to still, pay your dues and to work and to promote your shows and to put on, your performance and whatever the promoter asks for. At some point, if you're not fucking happy with your shit and they're not listening to you, yeah, you're going to fucking bottle that shit up and you're going to fucking explode. And again, especially being antagonized. So, again, I'm not picking sides, but I'm just telling you, it looks like he has a very fucking good perspective here. And I don't blame him for fucking reacting the way he did. I think he handled himself like a man. Like you said, again, if you feel disrespected, handle your shit. Don't be a fucking tough guy on screen and a pussy in the back. Not walking around starting shit. Anybody who knows me knows I don't go looking for confrontation. But at the end of the day, you're not going to let anybody disrespect you either. So, hey, good job, John. Fuck it. That's it.
Well, I don't like to choose sides either, because I don't really care for either one of them. Really, neither one of them move my needle. But this Matt Silks, you're a dick. You're just a dick, bro. This is coming from me. I know a dick when I see one, and you're absolutely a dick. There was no reason for you to say what you said, even though it wasn't ridiculous. Like, it was very nice of you to call him. What did he call him?
Sourpuss or something.
Sourpuss, and then he told him fuck you.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, you get what you asked for, Matt. And I hope this. I'll say this
though. One of them knew this was coming because, showing me a second camera angle, again, I don't know if maybe fucking Matt was like, hey, catch this really quick because I'm about to fuck with him. Maybe he was trying to fucking set a moment up here or something like that. But again, I watch fucking UFO fuzzy sightings all the time. I don't get clear shots of that shit. So if I got two camera angles of a moment right here, somebody knew something was going on. So again, maybe he's even shittier than you might have thought, and he was just trying to fucking create this moment to fucking get some views on him. Who knows?
Well, and I think you might have nailed it right there. I think that this guy's not a great wrestler. He's okay, I guess. He's probably failing. He puts up his wrestling videos on his Facebook or whatever, and his brother's probably the other guy, the guy with the red mohawk, is clearly more talented. And I think he's chasing views. I think you're right. I think he's chasing views, and for the next 48 hours or whatever, he's gonna get views. But this is all gonna die, and then that bell's gonna ring again, right? He's gonna get between those ropes, and the bell's gonna ring, and that's where the real talk is. It's not in the back room rolling around underneath the fucking catering table, right? That's not where this should be settled. So honestly, I would love to see these two in a singles match head to head. And I don't think it's going to be your normal wrestling match once these guys meet up. If it even, I mean, I see a street fight. It almost was a street fight. A little.
Yeah. Let's make some money off of it.
I've talked to Matt. I've talked to his partner. Cordial, right? I mean, I am. I'm not. When I see people in the locker room, I acknowledge it, right? I acknowledge most of them.
All right. Now I don't know. I don't know if you're being like modern when you say partner. Are you talking about his wife or are you talking about his tag team partner?
It could be either one. I don't know. I don't judge people either way. I mean, I don't.
I just didn't know.
Three together. Like I said, Trista, super, super nice lady. Terrible choice in men, I think.
Shit.
But again, I'm a little disappointed. This is not the guy I thought he was, right? He's not the guy I thought he was, right? I'm a little. He gave me, and I see these pictures floating around. He gives me CM Punk vibes. He really gives me CM Punk vibes. Like he just can't get along with people. Like he acts like nice to their face, and then next thing you know, it's called the personality, right? So again, I think he got what he deserved. So all
We'll
your
see in the future.
shitty shindy news here at Hardware Wrestling. Again, I'm going to reach out again to Matt, and try to get some thoughts from me. Maybe we'll get Matt on here at some point.
I was going to say, honestly, it would be nice to have a conversation. And again, I hate assumptions, and I'm that guy who likes to assess the situation. So if we're going to talk about it, let's go straight to the source. Be great to have him here. And again, maybe you'll remember seeing me in the past, or maybe you won't, who the fuck knows. But again, it'd be cool to get a perspective from him and see what he thought going into this shit.
Yeah, I could be wrong. Most of the time I'm not, but I could be wrong in this instance. And maybe it was something that we did not see. Maybe there's another video of John running his mouth earlier in the night or whatever. And Matt had gotten tired of it. And
maybe we need the footage of the in-ring promo too. Let's see what the fuck was said.
Maybe I can Venmo somebody. Not I gave up my Venmo trick. I mean, I don't know.
Come on. Somebody out there had their cell phone and was fucking recording that shit, Like, you know how that shit goes. Somebody out there got it.
Yeah.
We'll get it for free.
Anyway, that was special. That was special news from Honorary Wrestling. We don't usually get to do this kind of stuff, but again, this is an Indy Fed that I know some of the guys that work there. Isn't Frazier the champion there? Yeah.
Frazier down there, Washington's down there, Slade Gibson, a lot of great talent down there for sure. So when you're talking about mud wrestling, shindy wrestling shit, whatever phrase you're using, I feel a little offended because some of my boys are down there still fucking.
Well, they can't help who they are. They can't help who they are, right? They can't help where they end up.
Well, that's where you got to remember, disassociate, the different people in locker rooms. You can't always just group everybody together. And there's some other issues going on in the indie world right now that are dealing with similar problems of, guilty by association and shit like that. But again, shout out to all the boys that are on the road working their ass off, driving 5 hours just for 15 minutes in the ring and putting their bodies on the line and doing what they do and working hard at it and fucking giving the people their money's worth. So
do me a favor though, when you pick out a promotion, just do a little bit of research. Like if you knew this kind of stuff went on in the back of an organization that you were booked on, would you want to be booked there?
No, I don't. I personally don't fuck with stuff like that. Like for me personally, there's companies where I've watched shit happen and I just stopped going back because, again, it had nothing to do with me, but that's not the atmosphere I come for. Like when I go to wrestling, I'm here for one, to do what I love to do. For two, the relationships in the back, the locker room is a big part of it. The camaraderie, the brotherhood, that's a big factor in feeling comfortable and trusting somebody you're going to work with in the ring and knowing that you're going to put on a good product for, like I said, the people paying to see you work. But no. Want to fucking go anywhere and deal with bullshit and drama and all that shit. It does nothing for anybody.
You and I were on a show where one of those little melees broke out in Virginia. TCW.
Oh yeah.
you might have been kind of part of that. I don't know.
Look, I did not sleep with that young intern.
He did not.
No. I didn't inhale.
We're actually talking about TCW. You're talking. I think.
Yeah, I'll fuck with you. Yeah. But yeah, TCW again. Just to go a little bit on my drama. Somebody wants to shoot in the ring, and then of course, it's got to be addressed. Like there's certain ring etiquette and respect you have for your peers. So, but then again, I'm not fucking no tough guy shit here for me. But at the end of the day, you see the shit that's talked in front of hundreds of people when you're safe, and then being able to be in a parking lot solo in a dark corner, like don't step into that direction type shit. So you find out who the real men are when you fucking step into the locker room. So fuck all the pussies out there.
Yeah, superstar. Anyway,
why did you do that? No segues for that motherfucker. Fuck you, man. You just piece of shit. Delete the footage.
Anyway, before we get out of here, I'm putting this on Jason Havoc. Honestly, you got to run a better program. You got to run a better organization. You gotta keep your guys in order. I'm hoping that both of these guys, probably more Matt than John, is suspended. I think there should be something handed down pretty heavily here. So we'll see what happens here in the long run. Maybe Matt doesn't ever wrestle there again. I'm putting it out there, Jason. If you're listening, if you ever get a chance to listen, which I saw you look like you had a hearing aid in your right ear, so I'm sure you can hear at times. If you ever hear this podcast or this YouTube video, do better, right? Do better. You can do better.
Hey, and I'm going to invite you to stand up for yourself. If you ever hear this and you want to talk about your business, give JC a ring. And again, we've always been open to just talking shit. Let's hear it. There's two sides to every story. There's three sides, and again, maybe there's something that you might have been privy to. Maybe there's something you're missing out on, and you need to share. Feel free. The platform is yours.
Yeah. Again, I'm Jason Havoc, John Roden, Matt Silks. If you guys want to come on, I'll never turn down anybody who wants to give their side of the story. But don't expect to come on here and don't think you're going to get picked apart, right? Don't think that we're not going to find holes in your story or find that you think you're always right, because that's not how it works here. Our opinion is our opinion. There and AK's right. There's three opinions. There's the right opinion, there's the wrong opinion, and there's my opinion. And mine, at most of the time, is the correct one. So. Again, thank you guys for joining us. Mercenary, AK, thank you so much. I appreciate you staying back on here. I know we just shot for an hour, but we wanted to get this knocked out of the way. We weren't on here very long. It's very long. It's not huge like the other one. It's not as big. It's just enough. So thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you guys next time on the honorary. Nope, that's not it. That's a different person on the hard way.